Heyo, and what is up, gang? Thank you for checking out Sledgehammer TV today. We are a little over 24 hours away from the biggest party of the summer, SummerSlam, which is nothing more than a big summer sham, if you ask me. 10 matches. The WWE has loaded this card, giving us almost 6.5 to 7 hours of action, most of which I could care less about. 3 matches on this whole card that I'm actually excited for, and we are here to talk about it right here and right now. My name is Nick Nightmare, and you are watching the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show's SummerSlam 2019 preview and prediction show. Let's do it. I used to be able to get excited for a SummerSlam, for the most part, on the power of at least one matchup. And that seems to be the case this year as well. There is one match overall that I am really looking forward to more than any, but there's nothing that really screams SummerSlam about this pay-per-view. There is nothing truly epic happening. There is no real big exciting thing to look forward to, with the exception of what you see on the layout here. That's why I chose them to represent SummerSlam on the layout, because Finn Balor versus Bray Wyatt's Fiend is the only thing actually generating true excitement and making me looking forward to something, anything. But that is the one thing. Other than that, we have a shit ton of stuff to go over and talk about, but before we hit the main card, I want to talk about the possibility of the fact that even though Roman Reigns is not booked on this show on the official WWE.com list as of this recording right now, do not be surprised if he shows up in some capacity. And now that he already knows who the attacker is, which was a bullshit move by the WWE to do, I don't know what his direction is going to be. Is he going to be looking for Eric Rowan? Maybe we are going to get an impromptu matchup between Roman Reigns versus Eric Rowan. Maybe he'll get his hands on Daniel Bryan for some reason at SummerSlam with no announcement, no hype, no real build behind it. Or the worst case scenario, Roman Reigns versus Buddy Murphy, which is something that nobody wants to see at all unless Buddy Murphy is going to be the one to go over on Roman Reigns at SummerSlam, which we all know is a very unlikely possibility. So, getting that out of the way, let's talk about the actual card that has been announced, starting off with the WWE Cruiserweight Championship matchup. Kind of a lackluster matchup if you ask me. I'm a big fan of Oney Lorcan, but I preferred him in his teaming with Danny Burch in NXT. I thought that was a great tag team that should have been able to stick together and move on if they were going to bring anybody up to the main roster and stuff like that. We need tag teams. Lorcan and Burch was a great idea, but instead he's over on 205 Live, a show that really nobody watches. Drew Gulak is the champion. He's one of the best champions you will have just based off of his personality. The guy is full of character, and he cares about being the 205 Live Cruiserweight Champion, but it just doesn't scream out to me. Like, I don't feel the same way that I felt when Buddy Murphy was the Cruiserweight Champion. He just did something different with that belt. His performances in the ring made you give a shit about 205 Live. I don't really care too much about this matchup. It'll probably be relegated to the pre-show as it is, so who really cares too much about it unless you're a huge mark for 205 Live. As I said, the most anticipated match for me on this night is going to be Finn Balor versus The Fiend, Bray Wyatt. I don't know how Bray Wyatt is going to make his entrance into the ring. Is he just going to do that typical sneak attack thing that he's known to do? The lights are going to go out, we're going to have that crazy screeching and creepy shit, and then he's just going to show up and the match is going to start. I'm very, very interested to see how he comes out. We already know that Finn Balor is not going to be the Demon, so there is no intrigue on that point. If you haven't already seen what I want to happen during this matchup, you can check out my 5 ways to book Bray Wyatt video, which is live on this channel right now, and I won't go too much further into that, but I'm picking Bray Wyatt to win for obvious reasons, because this man shouldn't be losing at all just yet. The United States Championship will be defended as the champion AJ Styles will go one-on-one with the previous champion Ricochet. I don't know where this match is really going to go. They've already done so much with this on the build-up, but nothing that was really exciting or anything to really get behind besides the reformation of the club under the new terrible name, the OC. But we are going to see whether or not AJ Styles remains champion here. I have every feeling in my body telling me that the OC is going to do something to either get AJ disqualified or some sort of shenanigans will take place that will have AJ Styles remain the United States champion when this is all said and done. This is going to be a great match, but they really haven't built it up too well, and there's not much excitement to it. I mean, if you're a big Styles fan or a big Ricochet fan, you're going to enjoy this match. But if not, you're probably not going to really care too much because the WWE didn't give you a reason to give a shit. Just like we really don't have a reason to give a shit about Goldberg versus Dolph Ziggler. Who gives a flying F about this match? Nobody wants to see Goldberg back versus anybody. Nobody wants to see Dolph Ziggler in the ring versus anybody. So who is this match for? Is this match a personal gift for Bill Goldberg just to get a win back and redeem himself from his shit show at the Super Showdown? Or is this just to continue the trend of embarrassing Dolph Ziggler and making him look like a complete schmuck? We'll have to tune into SummerSlam and find out. I will be shocked as hell if they give Dolph Ziggler the win over Bill Goldberg, and it is going to incite some rage within me that will make the review of SummerSlam a must-see situation, because Goldberg is probably going to win this matchup in about 30 seconds. Kevin Owens is going to take on Shane McMahon, and his career is on the line. If Kevin Owens loses, he will leave the WWE, and this match, once again, was built very, very badly. Everybody's talking about how exciting this is going to be. I'm never excited about anything with Shane McMahon. Kevin Owens is great. He's giving you reason to get behind him. He's saying everything the fans are feeling about the existence of Shane McMahon. But this is a very predictable match at this point. Do you really think Shane McMahon is going to win and Kevin Owens is going to quit? And even if that is the case, Kevin Owens will find his way back just like everybody else does, because this is all storyline type stuff. The WWE could have made it more interesting by making the same true for Shane McMahon and have the loser altogether leaving the WWE. The fans would have been excited about the prospect of Shane McMahon not being a part of the WWE anymore, and it would have made everything a little bit more unpredictable. But unfortunately, that's not the case. Kevin Owens is the only one with something to lose here, and I don't think that's going to be the case. Kevin Owens will beat Shane McMahon at SummerSlam. The SmackDown Women's Championship is on the line as Bayley will take on Ember Moon, and this is another thing they just trampled all over. Last week on SmackDown Live, Ember Moon was embarrassed by Natalya. The week before that, she's being pinned on TV as well. It's just not looking good for Ember Moon. Why do you have any reason to get behind Ember Moon? They haven't built her up as a viable challenger. You have this respect thing going on between two baby faces going at it for a championship, and it's not really all that exciting. And I don't expect them to switch the championship here, and Bayley will remain the champion, and Ember Moon will go back to the bottom of the barrel, which is where the WWE apparently wants to keep her. Which is not what I would do with her, but sadly that seems to be the case. They definitely want you to care more about another women's matchup on this night, the second of 3 women's matches at SummerSlam, Trish Stratus versus Charlotte Flair. And why are you excited about this? Because they threw it together in the last week? Because Trish Stratus showed up on Raw and SmackDown with only 5 or 6 days left before SummerSlam? That's enough time to get us excited about this? These girls are doing a great job on social media, firing at one another, trying to ramp people up. and get people excited about this matchup. Imagine what they could have done if given a full 3 or 4 weeks to put together some real special stuff and do some real good TV. Because what they gave us did not get us excited for this matchup. Charlotte Flair almost has to win this match. There is no reason for Trish Stratus to come back and in her first legit one-on-one match in over 10 years is going to beat the current younger, brash, more arrogant, very heel personality in Charlotte Flair. So I'm picking Charlotte Flair to win this one. The WWE Championship is on the line as Kofi Kingston, our reigning WWE Champion, takes on a long-time ghost in his rival Randy Orton. Nothing has really happened between these two guys over the last 10 years, but since their first initial encounter, where Kofi Kingston feels like Randy Orton pushed him down and kept him there, this has brought a new sort of fire and life to this current day rivalry, as Randy Orton is still taking credit for all of Kofi Kingston's success, telling him he would never have been the champion had Randy Orton not KO'd Ali out of the title hunt and had Kofi Kingston subsequently been his replacement. So, that being said, Kofi Kingston, since WrestleMania, has had a tremendous run with the WWE Championship. I do not think he's going to go much further. I wouldn't be surprised if he wins this match, but I have a strong feeling that with everything heading to Fox in October and the WWE trying to really shake things up over there on SmackDown Live, Randy Orton just might be the man to come out of SummerSlam on top, winning another WWE Championship, which is what I think is going to happen. The Raw Women's Championship is also up for grabs as the man, Becky Lynch, takes on Toronto's homegirl, Natalya. This is going to probably be the first time in a long time that a Hart is going to walk down the aisle in Toronto and not really be the favorite in the match. I could be wrong. Toronto is a very hot wrestling town. They could stick with their hometown girl, or they could stay with their allegiance to the man, Becky Lynch. This is probably going to be a pretty tough matchup. A submission match, one of the only matches with some sort of a stipulation to it. And given that stipulation, you almost want to give the edge to Natalya, but I don't see any reason why the WWE would move the Raw Women's Championship from their current hottest property in Becky Lynch to Natalya, who's just a token member of the women's division and is only getting this championship match because SummerSlam is in Toronto. Otherwise, what reason is there for this? So it's really just going to be a Raw Women's title defense by Becky Lynch, which she will most likely end up winning. Which leaves us to what is going to most likely be the main event, and a very underwhelming main event, as that is going to be the Universal Championship matchup between the current champion Brock Lesnar and the former champion Seth Rollins, who nobody really gives a shit about anymore. This guy has been made to look like the saddest sack of potatoes that I've ever seen. I've taken all my respect for him and put it in a little box and buried it in my backyard somewhere until this guy grows a spine again, gets his balls back, stops crying, and comes back to being Seth freaking Rollins, not this ridiculous version that we've been seeing over the last couple of weeks. This sniveling, crying little baby Rollins, guaranteeing he's going to beat Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam, and I definitely don't think that's the case. Once again, with everything happening this fall and the WWE making moves to try to appease all of their television networks, I have a feeling that Seth Rollins' run is done. His coolness factor has gone way down the tubes. Nobody is really burning it down anymore. Everybody's going to scream it during his entrance. They're all going to burn it down. And then everybody's going to probably cheer for Brock Lesnar to win this match for the rest of the night, which is a crazy shift in the paradigm of the WWE Universe, because this is a guy nobody even wanted to see touching the Universal Championship, and now we would rather see it on the shoulder of Brock Lesnar than Seth Rollins? What is going on in the world? But that is what we have to close out the show. Brock Lesnar is going to remain our champion unless some sort of a miracle happens for Seth Rollins. And that's SummerSlam, you guys. I'm not really all that excited about it. I don't think any of you guys are that excited about it. I know we are all going to get our fill tonight at NXT TakeOver Toronto. If you guys missed my preview of that, that is live on the channel as well right now. You can go check it out. 5 of the best matches we are going to see, if not the very best matches we are going to see all weekend long, and they are all going to be brought to you by the Gold brand, the gold standard in professional wrestling, which is NXT, taking place in just a few hours from now. Other than that, make sure you guys are subscribed and you hit that notification bell. If you enjoyed today's show, smash that like button and do all of those things to make sure you don't miss a thing as our coverage of SummerSlam continues all weekend long. The NXT TakeOver review will be up later on tonight. Tomorrow, following SummerSlam, we bring the hammer down on what I guarantee you is going to end up being a shit show. And if they turn out some miracle and this ends up being one of the greatest pay-per-views of all time, I'll be the first one to sit here and tell you I was wrong and bring the hammer down on myself. But the odds of that happening are just about as much as me winning the $500 million lotto or whatever the hell the number is here in New York State. Thank you guys all so much for being here with us as we continue to celebrate our 3rd anniversary here at Sledgehammer TV over the SummerSlam weekend. Make sure you guys share this video with each and every one of your wrestling buddies all over the wrestling world so that we can get to that 2,000 subscriber mark and beyond. You can help right now. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're not already a member of one of the coolest, newest factions in all of the YouTube wrestling community, and that is the Sledgehammer TV family that resides right here at Sledgehammer TV. My name is Nick Nightmare. This is the Team Thor, the Sledgehammer, the official Sledgehammer of the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. His tag team partner, the World Heavyweight Champion of all the microphones in all the world, Mr. Blue the Snowball. The most important member of the team, as always, is each and every one of you. That, my friends, is going to do it, and we are out of here, and we'll see you later on tonight for NXT right here on your new favorite wrestling show, the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show, only on Sledgehammer TV right here on YouTube.com. Happy anniversary, everybody, and all my longtime fans. And don't forget to pick up your t-shirts.
Awesome! T-shirt time! You gotta be wearing the official t-shirt. T-shirt time! Do it. Do it.